All documents and records in Deskera ERP have a mandatory key field. It stores a string of alphanumeric characters that uniquely identifies the record from its database full of other records. While creating a new record, you have the option to manually enter a unique identifier into the key field. However, you have to ensure that it's not already in use by another record in the same database, because if it is, the system will prevent you from creating the record. It's just more convenient to let the system generate unique sequential numbers for you based on a predefined format, and this video shows how you can define such a format. You need to be logged in with an administrator account. On the menu to the left, expand System, Preferences, and click System Controls. The Account Preferences tab pops up, and under the Accounting sub-tab, look for the section called Automatic Number Generation. Here you will see the key fields for many types of records in Deskera ERP, and the text boxes next to them show existing defined formats or naming conventions. Click the green plus icon next to a record type of your choice. Up here you will see the existing defined formats in greater detail. As you can see, you cannot modify their formatting even if they have never been used. Most of their fields are grayed out, except for the Is Default and Is Activated checkboxes. You can delete a format by clicking its trash can icon, but only if it's not the default format and is not already in use by a record or transaction. To define a new format, first click Reset to empty out these fields. The most important thing you need to specify is the number of digits that the sequence will contain. For most cases, 6 digits should be more than enough. Such a sequence would last for 999,999 records. If you do not want the first record to start from 0, then specify your desired starting number here. This is commonly set to 1. So in this example, the first record will be named 000001. If you don't want the leading zeros to be part of the name, then untick Show Leading Zero. The first record in this example would simply be named 1. Next, you can add your own prefixes and suffixes to the digit sequence to make it more descriptive and meaningful. They can be any letter, number, and most special characters and punctuation marks. In my example, a meaningful prefix would perhaps be PO to stand for purchase order. And if I want my users to use different sequence formats depending on what's being purchased, such as products, services, assets, or raw materials, I would create multiple sequence formats and suffix them with a P, S, A, or RM, respectively. Next, you can check this box to insert a date before the prefix, this box to insert a date in between the prefix and the digits, and this box to insert a date after the suffix. For each choice of date placement, you must choose one date format from these corresponding drop-down lists. The good thing about using dates is that not only do they provide additional date information, but they also contribute to the uniqueness of the number sequence, since dates are inherently unique sequential digits. This is why all choices of date formats have at least 2 digits representing the year value, so that it would take at least a century before the numbers in the date have any chance of being repeated. If you tick the Reset Counter checkbox, the digit sequence will reset to the starting number whenever the date numbers change. In my example, the digit sequence resets to 1 every midnight, which is useful if I'm trying to identify a record as being the nth purchase order of the day, as opposed to being the nth purchase order from the very beginning. Next, if you want the format to be used by default whenever your users create a new record of this type, tick the Is Default checkbox. Any previous default formats will no longer be the default for the record type. If you currently don't want your users to use the format, but you still want the format to remain defined in the system, you can untick the Is Activated checkbox instead of outright deleting it. Finally, click Save to save your format. That's all, and thanks for watching.